Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another episode of our start, bench, and cut series, which you guys list 3 players. One of them starts, one of them gets benched, and then one of them does get cut from your specific squad. Now, these are going to get tougher and tougher as the kind of gap between players and kind of how I prioritize them. It's just going to get super tough. That's all I can say. So if your favorite player gets cut, I'm sorry. And remember, this is only preference based too. I'll give it both current gen and next gen because I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about both gens at this point in the 2K. Now, before we dive into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we're on the road to 70,000 subscribers. Our first one today comes in from Mr. Jonathan Isaac. He says, Opal, Luka, Dark Matter, Pistol Peter, Dark Matter, Magic for the backup point guard position on next gen. Now this is really tough. On current gen, the way I'd obviously go, start Magic, bench Luka, cut Pistol Pete. On next gen, it's super tough. The way I'd go is probably starting Magic, benching Luka, and cutting Pistol Pete for the majority of players. Now, if you're a kind of a unique player, it could be the exact opposite, but that's how I personally would have them on next gen. Here we got one from Showtime, Dark Matter, Kareem, Shaq, or Wilt. Current gen, start Shaq, bench Reem, cut Wilt. Next gen wise, I'm gonna start Reem, bench Wilt, and cut Shaq. I'm just not a big fan of Shaquille O'Neal on next gen. PG, KD, or Invincible Kobe. Oof. Eric, man, you're making things tough on me. So on current gen, the way I guess I'd have to go, this is the way I would. This is probably the toughest one yet. I'm probably gonna have to start Kobe, bench PG, and cut KD, although I don't want to do it. On current gen, next gen, the way I'd go, I guess you gotta go the same order, man. Start Kobe, bench PG, and cut KD. Next one, Bobo, KP, or Invincible Bill Russell. Start Bill Russell, bench KP, and cut Bobo, even though I don't want to. Both on current gen and next gen. We got one from STRPF. He says, Ferry, Bobo, or Bill Russell at the 4. Start Bill Russell, bench Danny Ferry, and cut Bobo on current gen. On next gen, start Bill Russell, bench Bobo, and cut Danny Ferry, although I really don't want to. Here we got Xavier McDaniel, Thon Maker, Jason Tatum on current gen. Now here's what I'll say. The best bang for your buck is Xavier McDaniel. If you got him, sell other people. But the way I'd go is start Thon, bench Xavier McDaniel, and cut Jason Tatum. On next gen, probably that exact same order. Thon's a big step ahead of those other two guys. The one thing I'll say is I used to love Jason Tatum, and I still don't mind him. But there's just some other guys with some incredible player builds. Not a huge fan of Alex English here, so Mr. 2K General says Alex English, Cheney, or Chris Morris as shooting guard. I'm starting Cheney, benching Chris Morris, and cutting Alex English. That mellow base is absolutely terrible. Coward, Steven Jackson, or Chris Morris. We're going to see a lot of these, especially for the Spotlight Sim type of stuff. I'm starting Coward, benching Steven Jackson, and cutting Chris Morris, both on current and next gen. We got one, Giannis, Bobo, or Wiseman at the power forward position. So if it's between those 3 guys on current gen, I am starting Bobo, benching James Wiseman, and cutting Giannis Antetokounmpo. If it's next gen, I'm starting Bobo, benching James Wiseman, and cutting Giannis Antetokounmpo. The exact same thing. Here we got one from Fatbird2K. He says Dark Matter, Russ, Galaxy Opal, Luka, or Galaxy Opal, Lonzo. If this is current gen, start Luka, bench Lonzo, cut Westbrook. Next gen, that exact same order. Here we go, an interesting one from Alex here. Steven Jackson, Kevin Durant, or Vince Carter. So we got a 6'10 player, a 6'8 player, and a 6'6 player. For me, current gen or next gen, you gotta start Kevin Durant. And honestly, the way I go is start KD, bench Vince, cut Steven Jackson. Although look, I'm not super high on Vince, but I feel like I at least got to somewhat respect him. Here's a very interesting one. Let's say all of these are power forwards. You got Porzingis, Bull, or Thon Maker. Now, I think a Thon Maker usually at the small forward position, but let's just think of him as a power forward. The way I'm still going to go is start Porzingis, bench Bobo, and cut Thon Maker. Although, I mean, you could go any single way, but that's both current and next gen. Here we got one at the 5, Wiseman, AD, or Bill. For me, this is as easy as it gets. Start Bill, bench Wiseman, and cut A Disney, current gen, and next gen. Jimmy Butler, Dark Matter, Paul George, or Dark Matter, Vince. Again, this one's probably as easy as it gets for me personally. Start PG, bench Jimmy Butler, and cut Vince Carter. Well, here we got one at the point guard position. All 3 cards, Luka, Tyreek Evans, or Manu Ginobili. If you're on current gen, start Manu, bench Luka, cut Tyreek Evans. Next gen wise, this is where things get interesting. I'm going to start Tyreek Evans, bench Luka Doncic, and cut Manu Ginobili. Eddie Curry, Patrick Ewing, or Jokic. What in the Mr. 2K General? I'm going to start Eddie Curry, bench Jokic, and I guess cut Patrick Ewing. Here we got one from my man's Dexter. At the point guard position, Manu, Hill, or Magic. This is interesting. Current gen, next gen doesn't matter to me. I'm starting Grant Hill, benching Magic Johnson, and cutting Manu Ginobili. I love me some Grant Hill. Here we got one with James Worthy. He says, Worthy, Ferry, or Thon, all at small forward. For me, current gen wise, start Ferry, bench Thon, cut Worthy. Although I do like James Worthy. Next gen, that exact same order. Start Ferry, bench Thon, and cut James Worthy. And that's no disrespect for Mr. Worthy. Here's one from my man Saucy, Ja, Luka, and Manu. You really like Ja? Hey, I'll tell you how much I like Ja. Start Manu, bench Luka, and cut Ja on current gen. On next gen, start Luka, bench Manu, and cut Ja. I'm sorry, my man. Here we got one on current gen. Eddie Curry, Bam Adebayo, and Bobo. Start Bobo, bench Bam, and cut Eddie Curry. Both current and next gen, that's probably the way I'd lean. He says Bobo, Bill Russell, or Porzingis. You guys know my normal thing with this. But then down here he says he got 50 Hall of Famers on Bobo. Listen, man, if you got 50 Hall of Famers on Bobo, the way I go is start Bill Russell, bench Bobo, and cut Porzingis. 50 Hall of Fame badges? Are you kidding me? Look, man, he only comes with what? A base of 32? You gotta be kidding me. On next gen, I'd probably start Bobo with those 50 Hall of Famers, benching Bill Russell and cutting Porzingis. This is an interesting one. So let's say each and every one of these players is at the small forward position. You got Bailey Howell, T-Mac, or DeMar DeRozan. Current gen, start Bailey Howell, bench T-Mac, and cut DeMar if I'm not talking the small forward position. Next gen, start T-Mac, bench Bailey Howell, and cut DeMar DeRozan. I like this one. Pink Diamond DeAndre Jordan. He gets disrespected. Doesn't get the respect he deserves. Jaren Jackson Jr. or Opal Mari Stoudemire. Oof. The way I guess I'd have to go is current gen, start DeAndre Jordan, bench Jaren Jackson Jr., cutting Amari Stoudemire. Next gen, that exact same order. I'm higher on DeAndre Jordan than a lot of people, though. Here we got one talking from Gage. He asked Bobby Jones, Millsap, or Poku on next gen. The way I go, start Poku, bench Bobby Jones, cut Paul Millsap. On current gen, I don't know, man. On current gen, I'd probably start Bobby Jones, bench Poku, and cut Millsap. I don't really like any of these players that much on current gen. Oh, here we get one from Jay. He says Dark Matter Bron, Dark Matter Worthy, or Danny Ferry. Current gen wise, start Ferry, bench Worthy, cut Bron. I'm sorry, Bron, but we need a new Bron soon, man. I can't have you running the power forward, small forward position anymore. Next gen, the way I'd probably lean again, start Ferry, bench Worthy, cut Bron. Here's an interesting one from Noah. He says Opal X-Man, Opal David West, and Opal Bam. Now, I know David West on next gen is pretty tough, but the way I still go, start on current gen, start Opal X, bench Bam, cut David West. Next gen, I'd still start Opal X, and then after that, if you want to go David West, Opal Bam, I'm fine either way. Here we got one, Steven Jackson, Jimmy Butler, and RJ Barrett. Look, I know you guys that are a fan of my channel know I don't like RJ Barrett. So the way I'm going, start Jimmy Butler, bench Steven Jackson, and cut RJ Barrett, both current and next gen. This is an interesting one from Plankton. He says Manu, Lonzo, or Jamal Crawford. No disrespect to Jamal Crawford, but the way I go, start Manu, bench Lonzo Ball, cut Jamal Crawford, both current and next gen. Here we got one, Worthy, Ferry, or Paul George at the small forward position. On current gen, the way I go, start Ferry, bench Paul George, cut James Worthy. Again, I like James Worthy, but we're comparing greats to greats. So next gen, I'll probably start Paul George, bench Danny Ferry, cut James Worthy. This was an interesting one from Lil Cody. He says Glenn Robinson, Rashard Lewis, or Jonathan Isaac. Start Jonathan Isaac, bench Glenn Robinson, and cut Rashard Lewis, both current and next gen. Not a massive fan of Rashard Lewis. I'm guessing Ethan's on next gen if he's talking about these guys. Current gen, I don't even know where I'd go with these guys. Next gen wise, probably if we're talking about the shooting guard position, probably start Billy, bench Lionel Simmons, and cut Tyreek Evans. Ferry, Kukoc, or Worthy. Look, I know a lot of people are big fans of Tony Kukoc. I'm not one of them. Next gen wise, I'm starting Ferry, benching Worthy, cutting Kukoc. Current gen, start Ferry, bench Worthy, cut Kukoc. Look, if you're a big fan of Tony, I'm sorry. We'll do a few more of these. Julius Erving, Steven Jackson, as well as Larry Johnson. Now, I know a lot of people grinded for Larry Johnson, and he's okay. Larry Johnson's an okay player, but the way I'd go is start Julius, bench Larry Johnson, and cut Steven Jackson. That's just the way I would have these guys, current gen or next gen. Ben Simmons, Grant Hill, or Magic Johnson, the three top point guards in the game. Start Ben, bench Grant, and cut Magic Johnson, current or next gen. Here I see Sidney Moncrief. What am I seeing? Start Manu Ginobili, bench Tyreek Evans, and cut Sidney Moncrief. On current gen. On next gen, start Tyreek Evans, bench Manu, and cut Sidney Moncrief. This is an interesting one here. Rudy, Jonathan Isaac with Gold Showtime, or AK-47 on current gen. Now, the way I'd personally have these guys: start Jonathan Isaac, bench AK-47, and cut Rudy Gay. That's my personal opinion, current gen or next gen. My man G Rusty, big fan of the small point guards. Hey, I respect it. He says dark matter Curry, dark matter Dame, or dark matter Ja. Listen, man, I guess I gotta start the new Dame, bench Ja, and cut dark matter Curry. Just the way it's gotta be, current gen or next gen. Here we get one, the last one of the day from Dylan. KD, Kawhi, or Jimmy, man. And you couldn't have made it tougher on me. Start Kevin Durant, just because I like KD. This is current gen. Start KD. I guess I got to bench Jimmy and cut Kawhi. Although I love Kawhi Leonard. Next gen wise, start KD, bench Jimmy, and cut Kawhi. Alright, that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of our Start, Bench, and Cut series. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you didn't see your exact comment or your exact player, I tried to go over point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. I tried to go over everything for you guys so you guys could get an idea of how I value each and every specific player. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.